Hey everybody, it is me, Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles luxury realtor. Today we are going to be talking about home inspections and some tips for buyers. Now perhaps you've purchased a home in the past, but it's been a while. This is a great refresher. Or if you've never bought a home before, you're going to want to tune in. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, be sure to click that subscribe button below as well as the bell for updates. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Okay, so your first tip in your home inspection is actually pre-inspection, and this is looking over your seller's disclosure. That's right, so your sellers, they have to disclose everything that they know about the home, any sort of defect or anything that they've updated or replaced while they've had ownership of the home. Now, they obviously can't share with you something that happened prior to them owning the home, but certainly during that. So let's say in the last 6 months they replaced the water heater. Well, your seller's disclosure will have that the water heater's been replaced, the year, month it's been replaced. Or perhaps there was a leak and they had it fixed. That seller's disclosure should identify where the leak was and if it was remedied. So going through this is important because it might give you some insight to something to look out for, or maybe kind of ask the home inspector to take a little bit of extra time and just make sure everything was done correctly or that there's not a problem. So seller's disclosure, go through it with a fine-tooth comb, know what the current owners have done with the house or updated or fixed, and then you'll be ready for your actual home inspection. Okay, time for the home inspection. And let's talk about this for a moment. Should you be present at your home inspection? I always recommend that you are. I always recommend that my clients have a home inspection. The reason you want to have a home inspection is much like the reason you go to a general physician. A home inspector knows a little bit about all the systems of the home and can determine if they're functioning or if there's a problem. Your home inspector can take a look at something and say, hey, this is a little old and down the road this is going to start giving you problems. Just like a general MD can say, hey, your blood pressure is a little high, we want to keep an eye on that, or these tests show this, so we need to send you over to a heart specialist, or obviously you've broken your arm, we need to get you to an orthopedic surgeon to determine if you need surgery or if this can be just simply healed with a cast. So the home inspector is going to go through all the systems of your home, check and make sure that your plumbing is working, that your electrical is working, take a look at the age of your furnace, of your water heater, as much as they can view of your roof. Look for signs of leakage. Crawl into the crawl spaces, get into the attic space, look to see if there's anything going on. And if they see signs of something, they're going to recommend that you see a specialist or that you fix or repair or look more into the issue. Tip number 3 when it comes to a home inspection, ask questions. The home inspector is right there with you. This is a great time to ask opinion, or again, going back to your seller's disclosure, asking them to take a closer look at something. Keep in mind your home inspection is going to run anywhere from maybe 2 to 4 hours. It all depends on the size of your home. A good home inspector has a real set schedule on how they go through and test the systems and then go through room by room looking and checking out everything. Tip 4, review your home inspection report. Now that probably shouldn't need to be said, it should be implied, but you really should take a look at it. Now, I don't want you to get overwhelmed because it is the home inspector's job to notate every little thing. That doesn't mean there's a problem. Again, sometimes things are just getting old, and it's for your information to be aware that somewhere down the road you're going to have to replace that water heater, or maybe the water pressure is too high, or maybe there's a valve not working appropriately in the bathroom. Really go over what your concerns are with your agent. A good agent is going to be taking notes during the course of the inspection and really also have their own little checklist of what needs to be requested or repaired, and you will be able to review those things, come with a strategy of how you're going to present this to the sellers. So those are 5 tips when it comes to having your home inspection done. But here's something else. Depending on what comes up in your home inspection, you might want to have additional inspections done during your inspection period. For example, if here in Southern California, termites are very, very common. I mean, they're everywhere, but because we have such a dry climate, they kind of thrive here. So there was a point in time that when you purchased a home, it was part of the purchase contract that the sellers would have a termite inspection. That was pulled out. So either you might want to be thinking about requesting that at the time of offering on a home, having that in your purchase agreement, or you might want to just get it done yourself. A termite inspection is anywhere between $50 and $150. It is something you do want to have done though, because you want to know where things are at. And if there is some termite damage or if there are signs of termites, you want that remediated and you want to request that from the sellers. Another thing to consider is if your home is in the hills. Well, there's always movement in the hills. We are not in a stagnant place. The hills are always sliding a little bit. We have earthquakes, the ground is shifting. So you might want to have a structural inspection done just to kind of make sure that the foundation is secure, that there's no cracks, or if there's a crack that's starting to really spread, maybe that needs to be addressed, or anything of that nature. Something else, let's say during your home inspection, the inspector sees signs of fresh water damage. Maybe you want to have a roof inspection done at the same time just to see, is it time to replace the roof? Is there actual leaking, or is the roof coming due? So again, depending on what the outcome is of your home inspection, there might be other inspections you want to have done. Always run it by your agent as well, because there might be something they've observed and can recommend, and they'll guide you through this process. So I want to thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully these tips about a home inspection have been helpful to you. Again, if you have not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please take a moment to go ahead and do so. Click that bell for updates. As always, thank you so much for watching. And you know what? I have a couple other videos that might interest you. One is the cost of buying a home. Two, escrow process. If you haven't purchased a home in a long time, or you've never purchased a home in an escrow state, you might not really get how the process goes, and that's a really great video to walk you through the purchasing and what the role of escrow is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week.